Okay, well, maybe this is a thing. So, I take the long way home from the track after I walk. And the last time I did this, it was after a nice walk. So this walk tonight was a good walk. It was good. Real good progress, right? Right. But then I tend to sort of take the long way home, like I said, and then I start sort of thinking about things some more and calming down, get my heart rate down, I guess, and then I start like if I could maybe if I don't know what I think about, but it's or why I think about it, it'd be something like tonight, right? I think the last time I did this, it was just kind of like check on yourselves, like sort of realize yourselves that there's like scenarios that you might find yourself in, and not like doom and gloom or anything like that, but just sort of check on yourselves, the parts of you that you know about that you haven't had to use much, right? So if you haven't had to yell and scream, and if you haven't had to, maybe be a little sneaky, you know what I'm saying? Be careful, you know, that you see how close those two are together. Like, is your careful sneaky now? Like, if you had to be careful, would it come off as sneaky, and then would it actually be like unfairly sneaky? Maybe that's for somebody. And that's okay to think about, but it's worth a thought. So I think that's what I was talking about like last time. And this time I was thinking about something else. And the ADHD kicks right in. So hang on one second. I'm going to pull it right back. I know how to circle back around. So it's a certain type of us that I was thinking that's a certain type of us that feel a sort of like okay, so we know we have our interests, right? We got our interests just like everybody else got their interests, right? But sometimes we uh are with our people, right? And they have interests, and we feel obligated in a way to pick up that interest as well, for whatever the reason is, right? So there's some obvious reasons I want to involve myself in said activity, right? Of course, our people, we tend to like pour, right? Like I was saying that I think in the walk video today. But this is more like even before pouring, like identifying, like, is that what you even care about? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just absorbing that into yourself, not just absorbing things into yourself. What I'm saying here is just an example, but not just absorbing things into yourself and okay, now that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? That, like, that's heavy. That's a lot to think about. That's a lot. If you're going to absorb every sort of thing and learn about it. But some of us are like that. Some of us are like sponge folks, and we get hyper focused on a thing, and then we'll just be as informed as anybody else in that person's circle, right? And that's got a lot to do with us too, I think. You know, just being able to fit in and morph a bit, and that's how we survive, you know, by and that's why probably you may not have been like the popular one at school, but you probably were liked by the most types of groups, right? You were popular in that we were known. You know what I'm saying? You weren't known because you were popular. You were known because you were accepted a lot of places. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of places, right? And you might even been told, man, we don't even, you know, I mean, like, you might even been told straight up, like, you know, we don't really see a lot of, you know, your kind, right? Whatever that may mean to you, right? To that situation. That could be a little sticky, right? But it's like, even in like spaces and spots you don't really need to be, but you be straight. It might be a little hairy, but you know how to move. You smooth with it, and you smooth enough to skate out wherever you need, you know. You understand the vibe. You understand the vibe, and so you don't move in a you can vibe back, right? And so you move in that way, and so whatever the vibe usually is, you can, you know, you can mimic, right? Sometimes it's called sympathetic vibrations, right? Sympathetic vibrations. and you moving, you smooth with it. Just for that moment, you know what I'm saying? You vibe, you know, okay. And you back out, now you're back on your own vibe. But not a lot of people can do that, right? That's not trying to do it. I hope that makes sense. And that's what I'm talking, like the people that ain't trying to do it, that's not trying to fit in. You know, that and then think about like, how come I don't ever be trying to fit in? Maybe I should try to fit in. And it just don't seem interesting. It don't seem too interesting. Like, I get it. I feel like I should. Anyway, I don't know. That's 5 minutes in. I'm sorry, I'll just be yapping. So, like, check on the part of yourselves. What I'm trying to say is check on the part of yourselves that gives importance to options, right? Check on the side of yourselves or sides of yourself about prioritizing importance to things, because everything can't be top priority. You know what I mean? Like, if you can't absorb everything, you want to, you think it, you know, you think it's good for you and it fortifies you. It may just be triggering dopamine for you. It may be the only way you can get high, right, is by just involving yourself in as much novel stuff as possible. You got to watch that though. So sure, have yourself a backlog, control it. You know, control checking those things out, because you're going to get let down. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not trying to be Mr. Negative, but people, come on, people ain't strong, and you are. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you shake somebody's hand, right? You know, you understand. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care who you are. You're going to shake somebody's hand that's stronger than you, right? And that's used to shaking hands that's as strong as theirs. And you think you coming with a firm handshake, like a firm professional, and you been practicing this thing with life, huh? And this person comes to shake your hand, you almost like feel the knuckles be like, like, it's like you feel them like shift a little bit, and you hoping they didn't feel your knuckles shift, and they meaty, massive hands. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, right? Okay, all right. Okay. Hey, y'all know I forgot what I was saying, right? So I forgot what I was saying. If you still with me, it's 7:33 on the dial. I appreciate you being here. We just yapping. Right, but we focused on this yap though, so I'm sorry. We're supposed to be focused on checking on that side of you, right? That prioritizes, right? So make sure you know, say, because you're the factory. You're the factory. You're going intake and process because you got the furnace. You know what I'm saying? It's burning. You know, sometimes it burns hot. Most times it burns too hot. The dial be steam. You still push. All right, we got it. We get it. Never get it. We get it late when it's a thing. But like, I did it again. I'm just saying, like, check on the side of you, right, that makes those decisions for you, right? Or that you consult with, and just vet it and make sure it's what you need it to be, because it might have changed from 5 years ago when you had to use it. It might have changed from two days ago when you had to use it. But if it's been a while, I'm just reminding you, check on yourselves, specifically the part that you use to judge new and existing people, right? We're not scanning for anomalies or nothing like that, you know, unless you are, then, hey, best of luck. And you're going to find them. And when you do, but the people that's just like, you know what I'm saying? Just pay attention to that side that's making those quick calls, those quick judgment calls that you know what I'm saying? Automatic thoughts, automatic judgments. Because sometimes that's the crack in the shield. Sometimes you poking your head through that automated, right? An automated poke and check. Sometimes somebody waiting there with a sharp sword or a rusty spoon. You know, heaven sent the sharp sword, right? Hell sent the rusty spoon. That's it. Check on it, okay? I care about y'all. We at 10:03. All right, shortest video ever in the world. Listen, if I made it to you, peace. Hey, look up national or the Negro League, Negro Baseball League, right? Detroit Stars. That's my jam. I like throwback logos and historical teams and like weird ball caps like that, like weird like local teams and stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna really start getting into that. Anyway, a little bit about me. Hey, peace, y'all. Y'all go ahead. All right.